The fifth episode of the Pakistani drama Mann Mast Malang takes the story into a more painful and complicated phase as Kabir and Riya's newly developing feelings collide with the bitter rivalry between their families. The episode aired on the 1st of March 2025 on Harpal Jio and stars Danish Timur as Kabir and Sahar Hashmi as Riya. The official episode description confirms that Kabir is devastated when he discovers that the girl he has fallen for is actually connected to his sworn enemy, Sikandar. The episode begins with Kabir still emotionally affected by Riya. Until now, he has been drawn toward her without knowing the truth about her family background. His feelings have gradually become stronger, and he finds himself unable to simply forget her. However, the situation changes dramatically when he discovers Riya's real identity. Kabir learns that the woman who has captured his heart is none other than Sikandar Khan's sister. This revelation becomes a devastating shock for him because Sikandar is not merely an ordinary rival. The conflict between Sikandar and Kabir's family has deep roots, and Kabir has been raised with a strong sense of family loyalty and resentment toward his enemies. Kabir is therefore caught between two powerful emotions. On one side is his growing affection for Riya, while on the other is his hatred for the family she belongs to. The discovery leaves him confused and emotionally wounded. Instead of celebrating the possibility of love, he begins questioning whether his feelings can ever have a future. Riya, meanwhile, remains unaware of the full extent of Kabir's emotional turmoil. She does not understand why his attitude has suddenly changed so dramatically. The episode also continues to highlight the conflict between Mubeen Khan and Sikandar Khan. Their rivalry affects not only their own lives but also the younger generation. Sikandar continues to face difficulties and humiliation because of the ongoing struggle between the two families. Mubeen and Kabir's actions put additional pressure on Sikandar, making him feel increasingly powerless. The family feud therefore becomes more intense, while Kabir's personal conflict becomes closely connected to it. One of the most important developments is Kabir's changing attitude toward Riya. Before learning the truth, he could look at her simply as the woman he admired and cared about. After discovering her identity, every meeting with her becomes emotionally complicated. He cannot easily separate Riya from the family rivalry. His anger is not necessarily directed at Riya herself, but she becomes a painful reminder of the conflict that stands between them. Riya, on the other hand, remains emotionally vulnerable. She has begun developing her own understanding of Kabir, but his sudden coldness creates confusion. She cannot understand why someone who previously showed concern toward her has now become distant and harsh. This emotional distance creates the foundation for the misunderstandings that will become increasingly important in the following episodes. The episode also reinforces the role of Wajid, whose involvement in the family conflict continues to create problems. Earlier, Wajid helped Sikandar destroy something precious to Kabir, further increasing the tension between the rival families. His actions show how individuals surrounding the main families can manipulate existing hatred for their own purposes. Kabir's internal struggle becomes the emotional center of episode 5. He knows that Riya has not personally caused the feud, yet his family history makes it difficult for him to accept his feelings. His pride and anger repeatedly clash with his heart. Rather than allowing himself to become vulnerable, Kabir chooses to distance himself from Riya. This decision may protect him temporarily, but it also creates new emotional pain for both of them. The episode ends with the central conflict becoming even stronger. Kabir has discovered the truth